I had a chance to speak with director Patty Jenkins about her new film. What makes a female superhero different than a male superhero? A lot of folks who have come before have said the problem is when you try and make a female superhero just like a male superhero.
Yeah, I agree. But the thing about Wonder Woman, which is very feminine and definitely different, is that her objective is to bring love and truth to mankind. Mm-hmm. It's not to stop any specific villain, and it's not to fight, and it's not to stop crime. She'll do all of those things in such a badass way you can't believe it, to defend you. And so it's an interesting other thing that brings that moral perspective into it.
You look good. Yeah.
Morality and femininity are issues that Patty Jenkins has explored before. Monster, the 2003 film she wrote and directed about serial killer Eileen Wuornos,
I don't know if I can forgive myself,
earned Charlize Theron the Oscar for Best Actress, and it ultimately put Jenkins in the running for her dream project.
I grew up very inspired by Superman 1 and by kind of the promise of like the genre of what a superhero origin story can do. And so when Hollywood started asking me what I wanted to do, I couldn't believe nobody had made Wonder Woman.
Get past them, and then boom, get down.
Nearly a decade passed before the film was hers to make.
What went through your mind when the door opened?
It's two things. It's a little bit like once you've thought about something for so long, it feels strangely normal on the one hand. On the other hand, the surreality of, I can't believe we're getting to make Wonder Woman, and also, oh my God, we have to make the greatest Wonder Woman of all time.
The future superhero, known as Diana, is born into a tribe of female warriors. As daughter of their queen, she is groomed for battle under the watchful eye of her aunt.
You expect the battle to be fair!
Robin Wright says there was a lot of estrogen on set.
Yeah, there was.
I'm assuming that's a good thing.
There were moments where I was standing on a beach and 150 women were about to come on horses and fight on a beach. And I did have moments of saying, my God. Also because we've handpicked like the most badass, interesting women from around the world. So it was wild.
I'm going, Mother. If you choose to leave, you may never return. Who will I be if I stay?
Diana leaves the island in search of Ares, the god of war.
You mean you were lying?
I'm a spy, that's what I do.
Guided by an American spy working for British intelligence in the middle of the First World War.
What was it like for the men on set? I mean, Chris Pine is in a lot of scenes where he's surrounded by women who are showing him what to do.
Yeah, he's definitely playing the reverse role of not the one leading the story necessarily.
Stand back.
But then also cool, because he is playing such a heroic role, to watch that become so subtle and beautiful.
Stay here. I'll go ahead.
Because in a way it's more heroic, and it's not unlike like an Indiana Jones or something. It's like, look, this is all I have. I've got human skills. If you can do that, I'm gonna get over my sexism right now and say, why don't you go do that?
Wonder Woman!
Inspired by the feminist movement, writer William Marston created Wonder Woman in 1941. The character has been featured in comic books and a live-action TV show starring Linda Carter, but she has not been without controversy.
Wonder Woman is a feminist icon in a lot of ways, but at the same time, she's wearing this kind of skimpy, sexy outfit.
Yeah.
And some people say you can't have both. What's your response to that?
I think that that's sexist. I think it's sexist to say you can't have both. I have to ask myself what I would apply to any other superhero. This is fantasy, and it's not for anyone other than the person having the fantasy. I, as a little girl, took a huge amount of delight in the idea that for my power and my ability to stop that bully on that playground, I could also look like Linda Carter while I was doing it.
Like her heroine, Jenkins has faced significant barriers. She's only the third woman to direct a film with a budget of at least $100 million and the first woman to direct a superhero film. But she hasn't let the pressure distract her.
I'm too busy looking at the more important duty that got handed to me, which is to make the best Wonder Woman film. And are you the right director who thinks to try? Sure, okay, go. I definitely feel pressure. I just couldn't. You can't think about all the variables, trickle-down effect that it's also representing.
Still, Jenkins knows that Hollywood will be putting Wonder Woman's box office performance under extra scrutiny.
Women directors often get judged by the performance of previous women directors.
Oh, big time.
That doesn't happen for men in Hollywood.
No.
Why is that?
Because we're still in the very place that this movie is trying to work against. I want to make a great superhero film, not a great woman superhero film. Similarly, I want to be a great director, not a great woman director. But at the moment, the world is still preoccupied with the fact that I'm a woman director. That's the struggle.
Is it changing at all?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I feel, interestingly, that the director in me wants this film that I made to succeed. But the person who's not me at all, who lives inside of me, who's outside of me, is like, heard people say for many years, oh, nobody would go see a female superhero film. Women don't like action, all those things. That part of me is watching saying, God, let's prove them wrong.
While there is plenty of interest from both sexes, you should know that a couple movie theaters are doing women-only screenings
I
of
heard
Wonder
about this.
Woman.
Very controversial, but I really hope this film does well.
I do too.
No pressure. It's a big moment for her and for Wonder Woman.